All right, today we are going to crack the code on the perfect daily routine for students. And I'm not talking about some crazy 18-hour study schedule. No, we're building a balanced, effective system that's going to give you more focus, more energy, and, believe it or not, even more free time. So, let's just dive right in. Be honest, how many times has this been you? You set that alarm for 5 a.m., you have this grand vision of being super productive, but then tomorrow actually comes, and that perfect plan just sort of, poof, it's gone. If that feels familiar, trust me, you are in good company. And this just perfectly shows that gap, doesn't it? On one side, you've got the dream morning, the focused genius. And on the other, the reality for most of us. Hitting snooze, getting sucked into our phones, and basically starting the day already feeling like we're behind. It's a frustrating cycle. But here's the most important thing I want you to hear today. If your routine is a mess, you are not the problem. It doesn't mean you're lazy or undisciplined. It just means your brain is overwhelmed. And an overwhelmed brain can't learn. It just goes into defense mode. It freezes up, it avoids. The real problem is the method. So let's give our enemy a name. Mental friction. This is anything that makes a task feel harder than it really is. It's that resistance, that feeling you get before opening a textbook. The secret to a great routine isn't about piling on more work, it's about removing this friction. And a solid system is how you do it. Think of it like this. A good, balanced routine is basically your brain's operating system, right? Without proper rest, energy, and structure, your mind just crashes. A routine is that system that keeps you consistent, sharp, and stress-free, just humming along in the background so you can focus on what actually matters. And this is the core philosophy right here. Motivation is just a feeling. It's flaky. It comes and goes. You can't depend on it. A well-designed routine, a real structure, that's what carries you through on the days you just don't feel like it. The system is what guarantees your progress. So here's our game plan. We're going to walk through the 4 key parts of the day: the morning, afternoon, evening, and night. And then we'll wrap it all up with the mindset that makes the whole thing actually stick. All right, first up, the morning blueprint. And honestly, how you start your day really does set the tone for everything else. If you start the day with chaos, you're going to feel chaotic all day. But if you start with calm, you'll feel like you're in control. Those first 30 minutes are so important. And the key is to keep it super simple. Wake up, but do not grab your phone. That's rule number 1. Instead, get some natural light in your eyes, drink a glass of water, move for just 5 minutes, and eat a simple breakfast. Every single one of these steps is like a little signal that wakes up your brain and body and sets you up for a great day. And this right here is why that morning focus is such a game changer. Think about it. 1 focused hour in the morning can be as powerful as 3 sluggish hours late at night. So the golden rule is simple. Use your best brain power on your hardest subject. Okay, so you're ready to get to work, but instead of just kind of staring at a book, let's use a method that's designed to cut through all that mental friction we talked about. It's called the fast learning loop. Here's how this little loop works. Step 1, preview. Just give the chapter a quick 60-second scan to make a mental map. Step 2, explain it out loud. Just try to. This actually forces your brain to start organizing things. Step 3, fill the gaps. Now you only take notes on the stuff you didn't get. It's super targeted and it saves you so much time. All right, let's move into the afternoon. This is when, for a lot of us, our focus really starts to dip. The trick isn't to fight that slump, but to work with it. We're going to shift from learning new stuff to actively practicing what we already know. This difference is so important, especially when you're sitting in class. On the left, you've got passive learning, just copying down whatever the teacher says. Your brain's not really engaged. But on the right, active learning. You're putting things in your own words, asking questions, and summarizing. That's when you're actually learning. Now, to beat that classic post-lunch sleepiness, try to avoid big, heavy meals that just make you want to nap. A light lunch and then either a quick power nap or a short walk is like hitting the reset button for your brain. It just clears out the fog. So for that afternoon study block, try this timer. You do 10 minutes to learn a concept. Then 20 minutes of real practice, solving problems, doing questions. And this part is non-negotiable, 30 minutes of complete rest. You have to step away. Your memories aren't built when you're grinding. They're built when you rest. Okay, as we slide into the evening, the goal totally changes. After a long day, your brain needs a break. So the focus now shifts to balance. We want to recharge our body and mind and maybe do some light review of what we learned. The evening is all about balance. Start with some kind of movement, play a sport, go for a run, even just dance around your room. Then spend some time on something creative to kind of reset your brain. And finally, some light revision. The keyword here is light. This is just for reviewing, not for tackling some brand new, difficult topic. And now for the final critical piece of the day, the nightly reset. Seriously, what you do in this last hour doesn't just help you rest, it literally sets you up for success tomorrow. So, here's your checklist. First, plan tomorrow. This lets your brain off the hook so it can relax. Second, you need a digital sunset. That blue light from your screen is tricking your brain into thinking it's still daytime. And finally, you have to protect your 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Sacrificing sleep to study is like typing a whole essay and then yanking the plug before you hit save. You're just throwing away all your hard work. We've covered the what to do. We've walked through the whole day. But honestly, none of it is going to work without the right mindset. This last part is all about how to make this routine actually last. This is what I call the momentum rule. Procrastination is usually just that friction of getting started. So don't tell yourself you need to study for 2 hours. Just tell yourself you need to start for 2 minutes. Just open the book, solve one problem. Once you're moving, action creates motivation, not the other way around. And here are the final principles to live by. Consistency is always better than intensity. It's about the quality of your focus, not the number of hours you put in. Stop comparing your routine to what you see online. And, maybe most important of all, you're going to have bad days. The goal isn't perfection. It's just restarting the next day without beating yourself up. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Every single day is a story that's being written, moment by moment. The real choice is, who's writing it? Is it your random impulses, a notification, a distraction? Or is it your own conscious intentions? With the right routine, you get to be the author.